it's so much around the focal person, that leader, the person who's driving the strategy, driving the culture. My name is Jamie Roberts. I'm the Chief Investment Officer for YFM. We are an investor into small, fast-growing businesses in the UK. We back management teams who are looking to do something interesting with their business and create more value, normally by making their business larger than it is today. So when we're out looking for new investment opportunities, when people are coming to talk to us, we're often asked, what is it that YFM likes? And that's such a big question. But I would always break it down to, we're looking to back a team, and sometimes even just a leader who might not have the full team around them yet. We're looking to back them to do something strategic. So it could be that they're buying out a founder who perhaps hasn't been as up for the growth journey for the last couple of years because they've got this thing that's worth lots of money. It could be that a founder's looking to de-risk a little bit because they've grown such huge value, they're nervous about keeping on growing, and actually if we de-risk them, paid off the mortgage, school fees, all that great stuff, they'd be back on that exciting growth journey. Or it could be somebody who's saying, I'm growing quite fast, but if I could invest and recruit 5 more salespeople, or invest a couple of £1 million in R&D, or open a new office in the US, I would be growing so much faster. So we're looking to back the teams with a strategic plan that will mean in 3 to 5 years' time, their business is more valuable than it is today. And not all the time, but most of the time, that's because the business is going to be bigger than it is today. So the number one requirement for us when we meet any business is who's going to be running it. We're there for the strategic part. We're there for the 3 to 5 year vision. We're not there running the business every day. We're not in there executing that strategy. We're there to help create the framework that allows the team to build their strategy and deliver on it. So we need to know who is it that we're backing at the point we invest. And sometimes we'll back a full, complete team that has all of the ingredients that we think we need for what this business needs to look like in 3 to 5 years' time to deliver our returns. But more often than not, we're investing in a business and we're saying, today, the business has the right ingredients for today, but actually we're all aligned that on this journey, we're going to have to recruit and hire all these people. Could be that they're already in the business and they just need to be developed. We're probably going to want to encourage them to be developed quicker. Or it could be we're going to have to go to the market and recruit those people. A perfect management team, I'm not sure that exists, but we want to see the makings of a great management team so that when we're exiting, when we've all got to that end bit and we all want to create value, the buyer's coming along and saying, I've got the full solution. At the point we invest, our business can have from as small as 10 employees all the way up to hundreds of employees. But when you've got a business that's only got 10 to 50 people, that cultural piece is so important. So we are always going to need the figurehead. If we then need to build around them, that's fine. So we're going to want to understand that we're backing a founder or an entrepreneur or management team that we think's the right cultural fit for us. We want to be sure that we think they can deliver the job, but we've also got to want to work with them. So our journeys tend to be 3 to 5 years. That's a long time to work with people if you don't quite get on with them. I'd encourage entrepreneurs, founders, leaders to look at us and say, do I want to work with these people? And not just the 1, 2, 3, 4 people that you're meeting as you're going in. You should be asking to meet lots of people within the team. So at YFM, when we invest, we will work really hard to find situations where management teams, founders, entrepreneurs that we're backing can meet more of the team, not in a diligence way, but just so they get a real feel for YFM as an organisation, and they get a feel for the half a dozen people I've met within YFM. We're definitely not all the same, but we're all within a certain boundary of type. And we want management teams to be saying, actually, that's the sort of culture I want from my investor. We think that's super important. I don't think it happens enough, actually. I think everybody can get too caught up on the structure and the financials. I just encourage everyone just to take a beat, just before they decide who they're going to work with, and just say, actually, do I want to work with these people for the next 3 to 5 years? Another way of testing that, of course, would be to reference us, reference our peers, Go and talk to companies that are in our portfolio. Just ring the CEOs, ask them, what's it like having YFM as an investor? Go and find some that we've been on the journey with and we've exited. Ask your networks, what's it actually like having YFM around my boardroom table? One of the investments we made was a business called RGE. So RGE works with social housing companies, local authorities to do mission critical safety. So fire lighting, alarms, making sure that so they go in, they check they're working regularly, and if they're broken, they fix them. So it's really, really important. It's done really, really well. So that business was founded by a chap called Roger Green, who built it up. It was a nice business, worth proper money, and Roger wanted to retire. We meet Roger and he says, I want to exit. I've got a COO called Scott, who was 28. Scott can run the business. So Scott had joined RG as a 16-year-old apprentice and worked his way up over the 12 years from being that apprentice at 16 to then running this business day to day for Roger. So we then meet Scott. He didn't know what private equity was. He didn't really understand the process. He didn't know why he was coming to meet us. He thought we were buying his business. So he was, have I got a job? Are you going to run it? We went on that journey over quite a long period of time of getting Scott comfortable that actually, Scott, we want you run the business. We're going to fund you to buy Roger out. So we're going to give you the money. We're going to help you think strategically about how we create the most value from what you're doing. We're going to create that framework for you to then help us think that through, and you lead that strategy. And then in 3 to 5 years' time, if we deliver everything we think, we're all going to do really, really well. So we completed the transaction. Part of the planning was we're going to need to bring more people in. We were planning to treble the size of the business. That needs lots of recruits around the senior table, all the way through the business. I think the plan was to recruit twice as many engineers as we had. We recruited a whole team around Scott as he was on his vision of, if I just continue to execute brilliantly, I price the work correctly, and I never let anyone down, that we will grow the business and we will create value. And actually that story was really successful. And fast forward 3 years on, that business now 4 times bigger, 3.5 times the number of engineers. Scott's got a full management team around him. It's done much more than we all thought it was going to do when we first met. And I guess the reason for telling that story is it's easy to think that private equity needs the fully formed solution before we invest. We don't. Obviously, that's easier. As long as there's a figurehead for the business that's saying, actually, I've got a plan that can create more value over the next 3 to 5 years than today, then we can work with them to build out whatever they need to execute that plan.